get today. No more Mr. Nice Guy. This has backfired big time on the Democrats. Americans are blaming Democrats in a massive, massive way for the shutdown. We've got new polling to show you that 2/3 of the United States polled, all the Americans that polled, 2/3 blame the Democrats for the shutdown. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because we are seeing President Trump take some big steps in putting America first. But not only that, he's also making sure to clean out the deep state. This is big. Thousands and thousands of federal workers are being fired from certain agencies known to just fuel the Democratic agenda. And this is a big hit to the deep state, baby. This is what we voted for. We need to reduce the size of the federal government. Stop being so dang dependent on the taxpayer where we tax everybody like crazy and start being more America first. Trump just imposed the 100% tariffs on China that has sent everything into a spiral. And everybody's panicking, stock market, crypto, all this stuff. But what I love is that Trump said, look, if this is how you want to operate China, you want to do this to U.S. imports and whatnot, guess what? We're going to hit back because you cannot survive China without us. We buy more from you than anybody else. We basically hold up your economy. And that's what he's doing. He's not playing softball anymore, everybody. We've got a president with a backbone of steel. And with our enemies, it doesn't, no more Mr. Nice Guy. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We also launched TrumpRx.gov. And then, not only that, again, taking care of the world, bringing peace with Israel, Hamas, making sure that America's put first. We've got more arrests coming, everybody. Just like Letitia James and James Comey, John Bolton is next on the arrest list. Let me know who you think is going to be next that's going to get indicted, going to get arrested, arraigned. We are setting the stage for some big fights. And I'm telling you, across the board, we are winning. And no matter what, just think about it like this. It's so important that we get the red wave. It's so important that we do what needs to be done now. Multiple Democrats have come out and said that when they get back in power, they are going to restore the law of the DOJ and target the people that are targeting them right now. They're saying the quiet part out loud. They're not trying to cover it up anymore. They're upset that we're actually holding them accountable, like Letitia James. You commit mortgage fraud, you literally get better interest rates and use this as an investment property, and then when you get caught, you're mad? Like, are you serious? You went after Trump. All we did was just expose your own corruption, and now you're being indicted and going to jail. President Trump also, I'm telling you, everybody, it's not just President Trump, but it's his wife, it's his cabinet team. President Trump's wife, First Lady Melania Trump, just announced that she has secured the reunification of 8 children after her letter to President Putin. Now tell me this, y'all. First Lady sends a letter to Putin and he's releasing hostages. Give it up for Melania Trump in the chat, everybody, because that's a huge, huge win. We also have it where President Trump will be awarding Charlie Kirk the Presidential Medal of Freedom posthumously on what would have been his 32nd birthday. Turning point, again, we're not letting this go either, y'all, because remember, we're carrying on the mantle of Charlie Kirk and carrying on the MAGA America First agenda. Turning Point USA has gained 350,000 new student registrations and 130,000 plus inquiries for new college and high school chapters over the past month. And it breaks my heart because every time I think about Charlie, it just makes me sick to my stomach to think of what happened to him. But I'm so thankful that his legacy is growing stronger and stronger every day. We have a lot of Republicans, and let me know your thoughts on this, everybody. A lot of Republicans have announced that they are no longer supporting the Republican Party after Trump administration agreed to establish a Qatari Air Force facility on U.S. soil. That is a Qatari Air Force facility on U.S. soil. I don't know what the heck Trump's doing with this administration. Let me with the Qatar and all them. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. A lot of Republicans don't like it. We got a big show for you today, guys. Big breaking news. And if you notice already, my background is different. I am on vacation. In Gatlinburg, Tennessee with the fam, but I still got to bring you the breaking news every single day. Just want to say thank you to everybody that is watching, to all of our subscribers and viewers. You are the best. If you're not a part of the family yet, please consider joining our family, hitting that subscribe button. I want to thank all of our members of the channel and those that give a super chat donation. Remember, and I say it every time because it's that important and it matters. When you give to our channel, you are giving to something bigger. We take this money, we take this proceeds, and we donate to a live charity, live on stream, a local charity, and it's to a children's home to help kids that don't have anybody else, but they got our support. Just want to say thank you to those that have given. Elaine Demeen, OG of the channel. Our brother, Mr. Norby, OG of the channel as well. Deanna Rankin, thank you so much, Deanna. Foxtrot Meister, Donna Storino. Show them some love in the chat. If you don't mind doing us a huge favor of hitting that thumbs up like button, it really does help out. It grows our voice. It grows our reach. I want to give some love already to Deanna Barkman for the 5 gifted TrueLife News memberships. If you got a free membership from Deanna, show her some love in the chat, as well as Mr. Norby, Tracy Markham, Lay Lewis. We're going to give y'all some more love in the chat in a moment, everybody. Just want to say we're going to get into this show because I'm telling you, it is high time. We are right there where we're going to see some accountability, and we are actually going to see arrest, and more is coming, and it's about dang time. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Listen to this.
The left is so convinced, though, on such like a deeply disturbed level, it's like a mental disorder, that there's some moral arbiter and that anything they do is therefore righteous. They may be that far off. Norm Eisen, he's another one of these, saying that Trump is hijacking the DOJ in retaliation. Norm, you can't hijack your own government. You see, I don't know if you passed civics class, but the DOJ is part of the executive branch, which is representative of the agenda of the president within the law. And the president has been very clear on the rule of law, which is what this is about. And according to the defendant, Ms. James, her tweet, no one's above the law. You want to know how I know this isn't political, though? If this was political, like the last administration was, they would have kicked in Comey's door and perp walked him first thing in the morning, like they did to Roger Stone. Like, why did they raid Letitia James's house? Because it wasn't political. Why did none of those people get mugshots or have media tipped off about their indictments ahead of time, like Democrats did? If this was political and all for show and retribution, he'd be hauling you off in jail bracelets, not asking you politely to show up at your indictment like they did for James Comey. They gave him like a 2-week window. Some of the worst Trump critics who screamed about prosecuting him did some of the worst things themselves, like the former 51 Intel officials who lied about the Hunter Biden laptop being Russian disinformation. They knew darn well that was BS. The January 6th committee that just happened to delete all the evidence. Right, okay. Leaked Supreme Court decisions that led to threats against sitting Supreme Court justices to try to reverse the overturning of Roe v. Wade. And don't forget about Adam Shifty Schiff. That guy is under investigation for doing the exact same thing as Letitia James, with documents showing that his...
You know what I love, everybody? I love receipts. I love that we get to show you things and receipts because it's not just about reporting what is going on. It's about showing you the facts of what these people have actually said in the past that validates what we are doing and how we're fighting the fight for truth and justice. Tell me, Letitia James is now been indicted for mortgage fraud. She has been caught doing investment properties, multiple houses, things like that. Look at what she said on the screen. This is from Letitia James herself. When powerful people cheat to get better loans, it comes at the expense of hardworking people. Everyday Americans cannot lie to a bank to get a mortgage, and if they did, our government would throw the book at them. Really? But yet, when it came to you, Letitia, a powerful person, this is from the New York Post, and yes, she allegedly scored nearly $19,000 in lower rates by misrepresenting the home's purpose and even told her insurer it was owner occupied while telling the IRS it was a rental real estate and writing off expenses. From the New York Post. Guys, I'm telling you what, we're dropping the receipts today. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, thank you so much for your support. I'm telling you what, I love this. This to me is winning at the highest level, exposing the corruption, exposing every single one of them. I love it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I want to say thank you so much, Mr. Norby, for the super chat. He said, we had a strong America which never took crap of Russia during the Bay of Pigs, and John F. Kennedy was president. That's the strong America I love, and now we're just like them. Years I grew up with, again, with Trump as president. Amen, brother. Show Mr. Norby, OG of the channel, some love in the chat, as well as Lay Lewis, who says, ain't seen those wobbly eyes flopping around today. I guess the battery went dead. Y'all show Lay Lewis some love in the chat, OG of the channel. Indiana Barkman, if you got some free membership from Deanna, show her some love in the chat. I love this, guys, because, again, it's not just about showing you what the news says, breaking news says. It's about showing you receipts that we're holding people accountable, and we're showing you, even from their own words, their own corruption.
Primary residence was at 2 places at the same time. What do you want to bet that indictment's coming down too soon? That'd be pretty neat. And this might go all the way to the top because, I mean, it's just, this is what Dick Durbin said. But no one is above the law, not even a former president. Get an umbrella, libs. It's about to range up.
When they accused Trump of this same basic crime, they likened it to thievery, right? When he did it on a much larger scale, when he said, oh, well, I'm borrowing against it. Let's make this asset, let's get a valuation as high as we can for this asset. I'm going to borrow against it. They called that thievery. And we all just laughed because it was so ridiculous. And then they tried to imprison him for it. Well, we're going to do the same. How much time, if it's thievery, how much time would one get if they robbed a bank for $19,000? That'd be a pretty good getaway for some little punk robbing a bank. How much time would that get? Because this is stealing, and remember, nobody is above the law. How many times has Big Tish told us that? Over at CNN, and to Anderson Cooper's credit, and on this show we give credit where credit is due, he was one of the few in the media out there over the last 24 hours reminding viewers that Big Tish did this first.
Letitia James was asked by a community activist if she was going to sue President Trump, and she replied, quote, oh, we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the ass. He's going to know my name personally. I mean, that's not a great look for somebody who has just been elected or just been campaigning, who hasn't even looked, I guess, deeply at any evidence.
Okay, so remember that it's CNN and it's Anderson Cooper, right? For him to say that it's not so great, that's a pretty big acknowledgement on primetime CNN, that Tish James is getting exactly what she deserves, right? He had to hedge the hell out of it so he doesn't lose his audience. But that's his way of saying, yeah, this is what she just did, except she did it way worse.
And what I love, everybody, is, again, it's not just about, hey, this is what she did. It's showing you the receipts that she herself literally demonized people, ostracized people for the very same dang thing that she was doing. Mike Menard, welcome to the family. Let's go. Show Mike some love in the chat, as well as Patty O'Brien. Welcome to the family. Y'all show Patty and Mike some love in the chat. This is big, everybody. The White House OMB director, Russ Valt's office, just said in court he might fire over 4,000 federal employees during the government shutdown. Well, this started taking place last night. And again, we're seeing the shakeup. Why? Because they've given Trump the opportunity to limit the size of government. And when everybody else is looking at the Democrats, they're looking at, okay, what is Trump doing? Is he limiting? Like, this is what most of America wants. Trump comes out with TrumpRx.gov, and he's trying to reduce the cost of prescriptions and whatnot, medications. And not only that, what is the left doing? What is the New York Times posting about? New York Times accuses Trump of targeting black women. Letitia James, Fonnie Willis, you name them, guys. This is just pure just comedy right here. Because again, I didn't know that James Comey was black. Oh, wait, no, he's not. He's white. What about John Bolton? I know he was black. No, he's white. These people that broke the law, that literally went after Trump and had to manipulate the literal charges to get him. What happened to all those? Well, they got dropped because there was no merit to them. No merit whatsoever. So now that Trump's team is like, hey, we actually have evidence that these people actually broke the law, they can't handle it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because again, too, justice is coming. That's what we voted for. Listen to this.
We took the over and when the cabinet meeting is going to start, and we won. Normally they got to get organized. There's so much going on. I mean, this is all so historic. And remember, President Trump, to a degree, in the negotiations, kind of making it up. He's got an overall kind of vision and architecture to it. But President Trump's been known to call an audible at the line of scrimmage and make some of it up as he goes along. That's the power of being a great negotiator. So I'm sure we're going to get an update. I believe this cabinet meeting, when it starts, our own Brian Glenn, and I think they're starting to gather. They haven't started the feed yet, but we understand they're starting to gather. So as I toss it to the Charlie Kirk show, which we've done every workday for the last 4 years, if we talk to the Charlie Kirk show, it may actually be live, and I think it's going to be quite intense. I'm sure there's going to be an update from the president. It's going to be extraordinary. And so there's so many things going on. Or think about it. I mean, Boyle tossed in at the end, oh, by the way, he's got to negotiate an end to the government shutdown. Well, I think there are other alternatives, and I think the president's looking at other alternatives to make sure that essential personnel are paid.
Yes.
I think, including the military. So we'll have to see about that. But I'm not so sure that the paycheck itself, the paycheck in and of itself, is enough actually to drive President Trump to actually excuse me, end the entire shutdown, because we're winning right now. And you can't give up. President Trump's never going to compromise. There is some issues about Obamacare. There's some issues that got to be sorted out with that. But President Trump is never, ever, ever going to compromise on the illegal alien spending for health care. He's just not going to do it. Because everything, if you go back to it, if they don't have illegal aliens in the census, if they don't have illegal aliens to count their congressional districts, if they don't have illegal aliens that somehow they can get them to vote, and that's why the mail-in ballots were such a scam and how they stole the 2020 election. If they don't have that, they don't have, they're a party with no power and very little stroke.
Boom.
Because they've driven the American people away because they're so radical. And you see this, don't take it from me, just what's happening on the streets of New York. Once again, when I gave the NatCon speech, and it was addressed to Netanyahu and these guys, your number one problem ain't in Tehran. Your number one problem is in the streets of New York. There you have a Marxist. You have the Red-Green Alliance that Trevor Loudon and Frank Gaff and these guys and Raheem Kassam have warned about for decades now, and people laughed at them. Well, it's in the streets of New York. Just go back and look at the footage. Look at the videos from October 7th of what happened in New York. It was celebratory. It was a celebratory riot, okay?
I want to show you this, everybody, because I'm telling you, when you start seeing some of these things, like what they're saying, Trump just showed that Hamas is easier to negotiate with than the congressional Democrats. Trump has brought peace to the Middle East before Democrats would agree to reopen the government. That right there. If you appreciate what Trump is doing, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, guys, we're just trying to bring you the facts and bring you the perspective of just what is right, okay? Because again, the more and more that we try to stranglehold the taxpayer in adding an additional $1.5 trillion of spending to a now 4-week spending bill, you don't put Americans first. And that's not, the Democrats are not putting Americans first. They're 100% trying to make sure that they get their slush fund money to continue paying for USAID, PBS, all these NPR, left-wing propaganda, and Trump, all he's doing is he's just closing the wallet tighter. Just more, No more money for corruption. No more money for slush funds for the Democrats where the money goes out and it's not even being audited. That's what I voted for, and I know you appreciate that too. Jim Barbato, let's go, brother, with the super chat. I love it. Show Jim some love in the chat, everybody. OG of the channel. Thank you, brother, for your kindness and your support. Let's go. I'm telling you, every day when we expose their corruption, that's why I appreciate it so much when you share and like our videos, because we're showing you the receipts, everybody. What is actually going on? Not what the narrative is, what's actually going on.
Celebrating the worst slaughter of Jews in the world since the Holocaust. That's what they were celebrating because they wanted to do more. This is what President Trump has had to step in and try to organize this peace deal. It's not easy. And of course, Netanyahu way overplayed his hand and tried to drag America into it and way overplayed his hand. And he's going to end up with a two-state solution. That's just obvious because the Arabs are going to be in Gaza, and they're going to have a security force there, and more importantly, they're going to put up the money for the redevelopment. But the Palestinians aren't going anywhere. So in the law of unintended consequences, the very thing Netanyahu wanted to do, is we told you he was overreaching, it's going to end up happening. And on top of it all, you're going to get Zorhan in New York. And for those conservatives running around, oh, he's a socialist and let him have socialism. He's so much deeper than not a socialist. He's a Marxist and a jihadist. And that's what you're going to have. Okay.
This, and again, too, everybody, what we're witnessing, where's all the people that were saying free Palestine? Where's all the people that were saying, oh my goodness, this, and this, and that? This right here just shows you, even when Trump does and gives people on the left what they asked for, they still don't support Trump in what he's doing. It makes no sense. And right here, Jamie Raskin says the quiet part out loud. Everybody, Jamie Raskin just said that Democrats are going to restore the law in the DOJ come 2026. They're trying to get Congress. They're trying to win. I'm telling you what does restore law mean? Target Trump again? Like you just did for the past 10 years and everybody saw that it was a sham? Are you kidding me? Jim Barbato, welcome to the, well, he's already part of the family, but brother, membership, let's go. Show Jim some love in the chat, everybody. Let's go. I'm going to show you this, everybody, because to me, the reports, even when Trump does something phenomenal, even when Trump does something so good to create this peace deal, we are now hearing from the other side how upset they are and how they want to hurt American people by keeping the government shut down even more. Makes no sense. Sean Green, 2010, let's go, bro. He said, I don't get to watch live daily, but when I can, I do. I love your work. Keep up the good work, brother. Let's go. Hey, America first, baby. That's what we want. Hey, Sean Green, member of the channel. Show him some love in the chat, everybody. Brother, we appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for your kindness and grace, helping us grow our giving. It means the world to us, brother. You're awesome. Show Sean some love in the chat, everybody. And I hope you enjoy this because, again, too, we're just showing you how the Democrats are acting. We're not trying to change anything. The way that they are and how they're operating, that's it. No more, no less, everybody. And this, to me, the more that we expose this, the more, and that's why, again, when you share the videos, when you help us out when it comes to liking our videos, sharing our videos, these videos get more out there and people just see like, look, this is straight from the party that you said that is like your party and that you support. So you tell me, is this even fair? Is this what we voted for in America? Because to me, I'm sick and tired of seeing double standards. I'm sick and tired of seeing people that won't even give credit. If the Democrats did something phenomenal, well, guess what? I give them credit. But but when both sides, even if you're a Democrat and if Trump does something phenomenal, Give the dude some credit, okay? Is that not fair? Watch this, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
And this just in, we have a Fox News alert. Joe Biden is signaling that he should have gotten the Nobel Peace Prize. Politico is reporting that Biden World says Trump's depraved and that he's getting too much credit for peace in the Middle East.
Do you see this? Are you kidding me, everybody? Oh my goodness.
To sources, Biden says Trump plagiarized his peace plan. That's right. Biden thinks someone else plagiarized him. Sources tell Politico that Biden says he was the one who made the peace deal possible, and Trump took too long to seal the deal. Biden couldn't do it in a year and a half. Trump just did it in 9 months. Was it Biden's idea to put Trump Tower in Gaza too? Speaking of towers, are you ready for this? Not only are we getting new flagpoles, rose gardens, and new ballrooms, we're getting an Arc de Triomphe. Someone spotted a big, beautiful rendering of a triumphal arc sitting on the Resolute desk yesterday. It looks similar to the Arc in Paris, commissioned by Napoleon. Trump wants it done by America's 250th birthday, and he wants it right across from the Lincoln Memorial. So they better get started. And maybe we shouldn't deport all these illegals because that sounds like a lot of work.
Oh my
If no one else,
goodness.
meanwhile, the Democrats are still in search of a leader. It's certainly not going to be potatoes. She just nuked her chances.
She has potentially annihilated her chances to be the next governor of California, more so than any other candidate I've ever seen so quickly. Just 2 days ago, she was the plurality leader in the prediction markets at 40%. Now, get this, her chance has fallen by more than half to just 16%. My goodness gracious.
Her old pals in Congress aren't doing much better. They can't stop filming themselves wandering around the Capitol.
I'm at Capitol Visitor Center looking for House Republicans. Any behind this desk? Nope.
Hey, Ted, how are you?
I'm good. What are you doing?
I'm filming a Where Are the Republicans video. What are you up to?
Oh, I'm looking for House Republicans too.
Oh, my God. The Visitor Center, that's where 8th grade field trips go, not the people running the country. Democrats are just out of ideas. They're out of touch. The country's shut down. Americans are missing paychecks. The best they can do is just drop merch.
Are you tired of seeing these everywhere? Like, I get it. We know what you think. Well, now you can tell people what you think and what you believe. It's very comfortable. Maybe a little uncomfortable for them. So go to wearthemoutproducts.com, have a look at the selection, and for once, tell people what you think.
Really? If Democrats were smart, they'd start slinging sombreros. I hear they're best sellers. Magic Mike's kind of getting tired of the Democrat games. He says the shutdown's just promo for their No Kings 2.0.
Wow.
I'm a very patient guy, but I have had it with these people. They're playing games with real people's lives. The theory we have right now, they have a Hate America rally that's scheduled for October 18th on the National Mall. It's being told to us that they won't be able to reopen the government until after that rally because they can't face their rabid base.
The Democrats are...
Do you hear that, everybody? Again, it's all about appeasing a minority base, trying to make sure that, like, it just doesn't even make sense. The minority base is always crazy leftist. When 33% of them said that violence was justified when it comes to politics, that's the minority base of the left. And that's what they're trying to appease. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because again, too, it's mind-blowing that when we report this stuff and you see like where they stand at, where their priorities are at, and they are not America first. Fred Samuel, thank you so much, brother, for the super chat. Let's go. Says Schumer won't reopen the government until after they hold their next No Kings protest in D.C. Enjoy your vacation, Joel. Let's go, brother. Appreciate you. Show Fred some love in the chat. And don't forget to show our boy Sean Green some love in the chat. Thank you so much, brother, for your kindness. Show Sean and Fred some love in the chat. I just feel like if enough of these things keep happening, common sense will win across all the parties, and we will have the biggest red wave ever, because there's no way, to me, on God's green earth, you can see this and not think something's wrong with this.
Lost. Birthday boy Gavin Newsom sounds so frustrated with Democrats, he might start playing for the other team.
So I want to understand their game. I want to understand how they're operating because we got our ass kicked. We got our ass kicked in the last election.
Why did we lose?
For all these reasons. That we're too timid, that we don't have a message, that we're not on the offense, that we're not standing with clarity and conviction. And sometimes, this is not suggesting the two of you, sometimes I think we're a little judgmental.
Bernie's sick and tired of Democrats, too. They cooed him for crooked in 2016. Now he says it's his turn.
Where the Democratic leadership is right now is way, way, way out of touch with where working families and the majority of the people are. So either they get replaced, either there is a movement that says, thank you for what you've done, you're gone now. We need a new party that represents working people, or else they hang on so tightly that they force the creation of another party.
Let me tell you this. What did I tell you, everybody? They are forcing the creation, just like Bernie says, of another party. Why? Because whenever most people are looking at this party saying, you know what? This kind of doesn't make any sense. How in the world can they continue to operate? We need a new party. You just heard it from Bernie himself. Listen to this. Illinois Lieutenant Governor Giuliani Stratton claims that the crime in Chicago is just a manufactured crisis. 29 people were shot in Chicago this past weekend, including 5 who are now dead. It's not even, it's like the Democrats truly have a veil over their eyes. This is posted by the RNC Research. It's like the Democrats truly have a veil over their eyes and they won't even admit to what is actually going on. If 29 people get shot in a weekend in your city, then that means there's lawlessness. People are not abiding by the law. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and you want to sit there and defend this? Listen to this.
Well, what we imagine would happen is that they have to decide whether or not they're going to follow the judge's ruling. The judge made it very clear that there was no credibility from the Trump administration, that this was, to me, in so many ways, as I've been saying, a manufactured crisis.
Again, manufactured crisis of what? Your cities, there's people dying left and right every weekend in your cities, and you will not admit that? Like, if I was in their city, I don't even know how they continue to win elections. This is insane. But again, what's going on with Congress? How is our people operating? Jim Barbato, let's go, brother, with the super chat. I love it. Show Jim some love in the chat, everybody. True OG of the channel said, goal. I love it. Show Jim some love in the chat. Thank you so much, brother, for your support. Don't forget to show Sean Green some love in the chat, everybody. This is our leaders. I truly say that we are thankful that their backbone is holding strong. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Listen to this.
That ahead of what's in the best interest of the American people. Well, it's time for them to get a backbone. It's really time for the Senate Democrats to show a little courage and put the American people ahead of their far left activist base. They have a simple choice in front of them. Open up the government. Quit playing politics. Quit talking about how it gets better for us because we're looking at the polling and we think that we're winning. This is all that's between this country and their government being open again. It's this bill. You've seen it before. It's passed the House of Representatives. Mm-hmm. It's sitting at the desk of the Senate. It could be picked up and passed today, put on the president's desk where he has said he will sign it into law. The government opens back up. People get paid. Troops get paid. Air traffic controllers get paid. TSA agents get paid. Border Patrol agents get paid. And we get back to working on behalf of the American people. That's really, this is it. This is all that is between this country being back to work again, and it's 5 Democrats in the United States Senate. We have a majority of United States senators. 55 out of 100 senators are voting to open up the government. We need 5 bold, courageous Democrats with a backbone who are willing to take on their far left activist base, join us in passing this, could do it anytime, send it to the president, he'll sign it in law. It's that simple. Something they've done 13 times when they had the majority here in the United States Senate and President Biden in the White House. 13 different times. Continuing resolutions are a routine practice around here. They don't get hijacked for extraneous policy writers, and we didn't do that. No gimmicks, no policy writers, no partisan attachments to the bill that came over that the Speaker and the House passed and sent to the Senate. It's just a straight up bill to keep our government open so we can continue the appropriations process and get back to work for the American people. Speaker Johnson.
I want to thank Leader Thune for strong, principled leadership over here in the Senate. They have held the line and done the right thing. I'm so delighted that he keeps holding up our House product here. Obviously, this is something we're very proud of. Why? Because it is a clean CR. And what is so historic about what's happening right now is that never in history, never before have you been able to write that a party closed the government over a clean CR. This is the first time. These political antics are frankly ridiculous, and real Americans are being hurt. In my press conference a few hours ago, many or most of you were there, and we talked about how Chuck Schumer is very clearly, and the Democrats who are his accomplices here in the Senate, are very clearly causing pain for the American people for their own political survival. And I shared a couple of headlines. I'll share them here again. Politico yesterday, their headline, quote, Chuck Schumer's critics are satisfied. See, he's trying to appease the radical left base of his party. That's clearly what's going on, and no one can deny it. And apparently it's having the desired effect. Here's another one. CNN reported yesterday, Democrats say even missed paychecks for U.S. troops won't be enough to end the shutdown alone. It continues. The co-founder of Indivisible, radical left group, as you know, Chuck Schumer hasn't surrendered yet. Quote, I call that progress. David Hogg, the former DNC vice chair, too radical even for the DNC. They kicked him out. Okay, he said yesterday, we give credit where credit is due. This is a big step up for Chuck Schumer. There was Democrat aide. This one's pretty amazing. CNN reported a few hours ago. The shutdown will last as long. This is the aide reporting on what's being said behind closed doors with the senators on the Democrat side. The shutdown will last as long as public perception is on their side, short of, quote, planes falling out of the sky. Because air traffic controllers are experiencing a shortage now, I guess. I mean, it's just absolutely stunning. The Republican...
Check this out, everybody, because again, too, I want you to see the actual where the jobs are coming from, what is being reduced right here. We show you the receipts, everybody. Trump administration issued more than 4,000 reduction in workforces. Notice layoffs on Friday. Treasury, 1,446 people. HHS, 1,100 to 1,200 people. Education, 466. HUD, 442. Commerce, 315. Energy, 187. Homeland Security, 176. So again, we are reducing the size of government. I can promise you this. In every business, there's always what they call the bottom 10%. These are the people that they do not perform. They don't really care. They're there to collect a paycheck, and they don't give more than 50% effort. And what we're doing is we're just not only reducing the size of government, but we're also kicking the people out that truly aren't bringing a difference. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you support this or not? They said more is coming. EU Kika, thank you so much for the gifted 5 TrueLife News memberships. Let's go. Show EU Kika some love in the chat, everybody. What a blessing. And don't forget to show Sean Green some love in the chat for 10 gifted TrueLife News memberships. Hey, if you got a free membership from EU Kika or Sean, show them some love in the chat. What a blessing, helping us to grow our family. Thank you so much, Sean and EU Kika. Don't forget to show Fred Samuel some love in the chat. Said they thought if they shut down, ICE would refuse to work. Unfortunately, they are wrong. I love it. Let's go. And thank you so much, Angela Rourke, member of the channel. Said in California here, stop Governor Mussolini. Number on 55, need a red wave here. Amen, sister. That is big. Show Angela some love in the chat. Thank y'all so much for your support. Don't forget to show Fred, Sean and EU Kika some love if you got a free membership. More is coming, and we need more. Again, we have such a bloated government. Just think about it, everybody, that this is a good thing. And I know that the Trump administration is giving severances. People are going to be taken care of. But right now, the deep state has worked so hard to make the government so big, so dependent on the taxpayer. It's about time that it's going the other way.
Congress has voted 8 times now. Once in the House, 7 times in the Senate. In fact, Lily, will you bring that up? I think visual aids are helpful sometimes because they're trying to obscure these simple facts, okay? These are the facts. These are the dates. The Republicans in Congress have now voted 8 times to pay the troops and all other federal workers. We did it on September 19th in the House 3 weeks ago today. And now the Senate, under Leader Toons' leadership, has voted 8 times. These are the dates. September 19th they did it. September 30th, October 1st and 3rd and 6th and 8th and 9th, over and over and over. The Republicans voted to open the government and pay the troops, and the Democrats every single time voted for them not to be paid, not to pay TSA agents. If your flight's canceled today, you can blame it on the Democrats. They are the ones that are making sure that air traffic controllers have shortages. We don't want planes falling out of the sky, for heaven's sake. They're making a mockery of this, and it is outrageous.
If you appreciate this, if you don't mind, hit the thumbs up like button, everybody. This is big. The facts show. One side, this is a clean resolution. Remember, Republicans didn't add anything, and it is a big, big deal to actually say that because it never happens.
Just to us. You got 2 very even-tempered guys here. Thank you, Lily. You got 2 very even-tempered guys here. We don't get upset a lot. We don't get our feathers ruffled, okay? But this is so outrageous. It's so beyond the pale because real people are being hurt. You got 700,000 federal workers that will receive paychecks today, followed by an additional 400,000 workers on 10/14. That's their last paycheck. That is the last paycheck they're going to have until the Democrats reopen the government. You got 1.3 million troops, active duty soldiers and airmen, sailors. They're going to miss their check on October 15th because the Democrats dug their heels in and showed that they didn't care. 8 times they have voted not to pay these people who are serving and protecting all the rest of us. You have 2 million federal civilian workers and 1.3 million active duty military service members who are now going to be harmed. You also have Veterans Health Services and nutrition programs for young mothers and infants. They're all...
I just got to say, isn't it so hilarious how funny it is that John Thune is so tall that you can't even see his full face with him standing behind Mike Johnson. And Mike Johnson's not short. I think he's like 5'9", 5'10", which is average size for a guy. You know, I think 5'8" is the actual average height for a male in the United States. But John Thune, you can't even see his face. Jim Barbato, let's go, brother, with the super chat. Let's go. Member of the channel. Show Jim some love in the chat, everybody. Got the riding the fireworks. I love it. Show our brother Jim some love in the chat. And don't forget to show Sean Green, EU Kika some love in the chat. Growing our family, guys. Look, at the end of the day, as long as America is per first, I'm okay with that.
Being stalled and encumbered. You got FEMA services, flood insurance policies that can't be renewed or written while this is all shut down in the middle of a hurricane season. It goes on and on and on. The harm is real. It is very damaging, and it is outrageous to us. The Democrats are playing games so they can appease their base. Now, we've heard, and I'll turn it back over to the leader, take some questions, but we've heard, and many of you have reported already, this Hate America rally that they have coming up for October 18th, the Antifa crowd and the pro-Hamas crowd and the Marxists, they're all going to gather on the mall. We got some House Democrats selling T-shirts for this event. It is an outrageous gathering for outrageous purposes, but the Democrats in the Senate have shown that they're afraid of that crowd, that they don't want to bow, that they want to bow to them, bow the knee to them, and they don't want to take incoming from them. And so they're willing to hold the American people hostage so that they don't have to face an angry mob that's a big chunk of their base. Now, if that's a rumor, they need to come out and clarify that it's not, but that is what we are hearing is their actual motivation, and it is outrageous. All this has got to come to an end.
Turn it back over.
Let me tell you this, everybody, because again, it goes back to who is actually doing the voting against America first. Again, it's one thing. I promise you, it's one thing. If there was a lot of Republican pork in there, and pork and fat and stuff and wasteful spending, but because there is not, that's where the Democrats have no leg to stand on. Listen to this.
How long do you think that this shutdown will go on, and how much pain, I think, are Democratic leaders willing to absorb? Because those 4,000 workers probably won't get their jobs back after this, because this is what Russ Vought and President Trump have wanted to do all along.
So you're actually right, Abby. This is what they've wanted to do all along. They started firing people in February. So this idea that this is something new that they're doing is not necessarily true. They were going to fire people no matter what happened. And this is unfortunate because the Republicans control the House, the Republicans control the Senate, the Republicans control the White House. So any shutdown that we have is 100% on them.
Listen to this.
They fully own this.
Who's voting against the continuing resolution in the Senate right now? Which party is voting against it?
So there may be a party voting against it.
Which
but
party
if
is it,
you
though?
want to,
Not
but
a party, which?
If you want,
She won't even say it. He's like, which party is it? Well, there may be a party. I mean, it's such a workaround. I love showing this stuff because our boy Scott Jennings smacks them with the truth.
to get someone to come in your direction, you offer you offer an olive branch to say, here's what we can do together. There's no desire to do that on the part
It's
of
a
the
clean
Republicans who have the
resolution.
majority.
Well, I
so
think-
that's what's happening right now, Scott.
So basically, she won't say it. The Democratic Party is refusing to vote for a continuing resolution in the Senate that they voted for 13 times when Joe Biden was the president. You asked how long this is going to go on. You go on CNN.com right now and you can read an article where a Democratic advisor said, quote, "This will keep going until planes start falling out of the sky." That is the kind of political party we're dealing with.
Let me just read.
I'm telling you, like this, the more common sense stuff that we get like this, the more I feel like people just are gonna move more towards the right. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Sean Green, let's go, brother, with his super chat said, vote no on 50, cover the corruption hole on the envelope 100%. Hey, put some I don't know, super glue would mess it up. But that's messed up. I'm telling you, the stuff that we've shown you on this channel when it comes to the voting ballots and how much you can see, and I mean, because if a person is opposed to that, just think about this. If a person is opposed to that, they could 100% just take it off and or even throw away the ballot. Who would know? I don't keep track of them. It's not like they have a barcode. We got a barcode on every dang thing in the United States, but we got a barcode on all the money. We got a serial number on all the money. Every person has a social security number, but God forbid we try to protect our elections. And guess what? It's just corruptness on the Democratic side. It's so blatant. It's borderline just spitting in the face of every American as to think that they think we're stupid enough to not know that there is corruption that's happening. Listen to this.
Good morning. Good morning. I know you've said in the past that you blame Chuck Schumer, you blame socialists and the Democratic Party for this shutdown. This is what Schumer says about the pressure he's getting from the left flank.
Are you worried about the pressure that you're getting from your left flank, and is that part of the reason that you've engaged?
No, the bottom line is very simple. We're fighting for the American people. And it's not just one small group of American people that want this. It's across the board. 55% of Trump voters, hardly a flank in our party, want this. That's why we're doing it. We believe that's our job.
Senator, he wants $1.5 trillion added to this for health care. Your reaction?
Well, I listened to the clip of Senator Schumer. His relationship with the truth is very casual. The truth is that this is a political shutdown. Senator Schumer he's nervous as a pregnant nun about losing his reelection to the socialist wing of his.
Hey, if you appreciate our boy John Kennedy, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, thank you so much for your support. We're going to interview him. We're really working on next year, everybody, being the year that we start interviewing these representatives on TrueLife News. We're working on a studio. We want to bring them in. We want to have a real talk with real representatives. I know a lot of people do Zooms and stuff like that, but I want to sit down and look them in the eye. Because again, too, there's a big difference between interviewing over Zoom and you're in your own place and whatnot to being in front of a person. Let me know your thoughts. If you want that to happen, if you like that type of dialogue, hit the thumbs up like button. Guys, let me know your thoughts because that's what we're working towards.
Party led by Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, which is in control. Now, we will eventually come out of this shutdown. Here's how I think it will happen. Chuck, Senator Schumer, is a smart man. He's been around a long time. His first car was a Chariot. Washington is all he's ever known his entire life. He knows he's on shaky ground here in terms of policy. So here's how I think it'll end. Schumer will go to 6 or 8 of his colleagues and say, Democrats, of course, and say, I want you to vote to lift the shutdown. Now, he'll say, I can't vote with you. I've got to appear to be tough. I may even have to criticize you, but wink, wink, nod, nod. I'm trying to make the loon wing of the party love me, but you bail me out here. But he's got to be careful with that because he doesn't want it to look like a mutiny because then he looks even weaker.
Let me tell you this. The more and more that they try playing around with us Americans and what we're showing, because we're showing you everything, everybody, the more that they think that they're above the law, especially the two-tiered, it can only go for so long. And again, that's why it's so important that, again, everything that we're showing you, we're bringing the receipts. Even with what's going to happen, they're saying this next week, reported by Nick Sorter, disgraced former national security advisor and deep state warmonger John Bolton is expected to be charged next week following the FBI raid on his home. So again, every single time that we bring you things like this, the DOGE-like federal layoffs that are happening, it's because, I mean, when they say like, oh, Trump has been planning this all along, yes, and I'm okay with that. Are you okay with that? Because to me, the government is so bloated. We're so dependent on the taxpayer. You get taxed when you make money. You get taxed when you buy things. You get taxed when you sell things. If you start a business, you get taxed big time. You get taxed when you die. You get taxed just every single facet of our lives gets taxed. And nobody says anything about it, but if we had a smaller government, we wouldn't need to be taxed as much. Let me know your thoughts. Listen to this.
Breaking right now, RIFs have begun. That is the message from President Trump's budget director, Russ Vogt, meaning DOGE-like layoffs of federal workers are now underway as a result of the government shutdown. Welcome to a new hour of America Reports. I'm John Roberts in Washington. I guess you could call him Chief Russ.
Yeah, fair enough. Why not? I'm Sandra Smith in New York. So, John, we are told that these firings are substantial, and it is a significant follow-through from President Trump and his administration to turn the screws on Democrats to try and bring about an end to this shutdown. A spokesperson for HHS telling the AP that employees across multiple divisions have received reduction in force notices as a direct consequence of the Democrat-led government shutdown.
Our senior congressional correspondent, Chad Pergram, is on Capitol Hill. He has got fresh reaction for us this hour. Chad.
John, good afternoon. Well, we don't know yet about these rifts, but Russ Vogt vowed to fire federal workers if the shutdown lingered too long. RIF stands for reduction in force, and it does not surprise Senate Majority Leader John Thune as the shutdown deepens.
I suspect that they're probably going to be,
pretty soon. They're going to have to do some things. I just think that the White House, my expectation is, yes, they're going to have to start making some decisions about how to move money around, which agencies and departments are going to be impacted, which programs are going to be impacted, which employees are going to be impacted.
The union representing federal employees is filing a lawsuit to block the firings. President Trump pledged to fire workers and undercut programs important to Democrats if the shutdown continues. Maryland employs 44,000 federal workers. The firings enrage Democrats.
Yeah, we believe that they are not only unethical and immoral, but illegal for him to be riffing people during a shutdown. There's no new authority granted to the president or OMB during a shutdown. And so I don't believe in negotiating by threat. It also shows that I think they have the weaker hand.
Alfred.
Let me tell you this, everybody. Again, it's always people like, I don't understand how they don't think that if you don't have money, if you don't have a budget, if you can't spend money, like, you just can't pay people. In any other business, in the world, when you don't have money, your business goes out of business. With the federal government, it's these congressional workers that think that it's okay. We'll just make money out of thin air. And it's hilarious because, again, when I hear these people and their reactions, my only thought process is like, are you serious? Only the Democrats would get so upset because they've never owned a business. Most of them haven't. And they think that there's a two-tier justice and they can just continue growing their constituents and nothing else matters. It bothers the crap out of me that we continue to fund a government that can never pass a budget, consistently prints new money, never is held accountable. This is mind-blowing.
Says Maryland has lost 15,000 federal jobs since President Trump took office in January. Tempers continue flaring at the Capitol with no resolution in sight to end the shutdown.
Open the government, Democrats. That's what this is. We have voted so many times to pay the troops. We've already done it. We did it in the House 3 weeks ago. The ball is in the court of Senate Democrats right now. That's it.
Now, the Senate is out until Tuesday. The GOP insists that cuts combined with missed paychecks will force Democrats to relent and reopen the government. Toons said today he would not end the legislative filibuster to halt the shutdown. John?
Chad Pergram with the latest from Capitol Hill. Chad, as always, thank you.
Click here.
So you see right there, everybody, it's where's the government at? What is this shutdown actually showing? What is it doing? Democrats, of course, are blaming Trump. The Republicans are doing for the first time, guys, and this is big in history of providing an actual clean CR. So you really can't, what is there to negotiate? What is there to do? Like, I love this. And again, the Democrats right now are literally gloating about where they stand at and how much they want to continue digging in and make sure that, they're going to have this, what's it called? This hate America, that's what I call it, hate America type of parade, whatever, at the mall. And again, you're hearing it from their own words. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up, like button, thank you so much for your support. Check this out.
There you have it. Schumer meant it when he said it gets better for us every day. The Democrats are taking sick pleasure in this shutdown. Layoffs, missed paychecks included.
Republicans not so much, which Hakeem Jeffries can't seem to wrap his head around.
So I don't get why my colleagues on the other side of the aisle are getting emotional about their failed approach, their my way or the highway approach to governing, as if we're supposed to just bend the knee to extreme Republican demands. Senate Democrats.
This dude says, what, they're extreme Republican demands. All right, what are they asking for? Nothing. What do you mean? They have to be asking for something. No, there's literally nothing in their bill. Well, what are y'all asking for? $1.85 trillion with a T. You cannot make up how double standard these people are.
Have repeatedly held the line. House Democrats remain unified.
Here to discuss House Administration Committee Chairman Brian Stiles. Sir, good evening. Thank you for being here. I think it's interesting that Jeffries says why Republicans getting emotional when he's the one that got into a screaming match with Congressman Mike Lawler. But, you know, look to this overall issue of when military paychecks start to get missed. One, likely two, because of the calendar right now. When you've got Newark, Boston, Chicago, Phoenix, LaGuardia, Houston, all these airports with staffing issues, especially in the control towers. At what point does somebody blink?
The consequences of the Schumer shutdown continue to grow, and the Democrats are putting politics in front of people. Today was the first day men and women of law enforcement, U.S. Capitol Police, weren't paid for the work that they've done since the Schumer shutdown began. Next week, Wednesday, we know our men and women of the military won't receive their paychecks on time, all because Democrats in the United States Senate refuse to reopen the government. They're beholden to the base of the party. You had the quote there earlier from Bernie Sanders. They're beholden to the base of Bernie Sanders and AOC rather than the people of the United States of America. And they're willing to put politics in front of people. We have a clean CR. It's passed the House. The House has done our job. The majority of senators in the United States Senate have voted to open the government. Yet a minority of the United States Senate, the majority of Democrats, 47 Democrats, refuse to open the government, and the consequences continue to build. Hopefully, when they come back next week on Tuesday, calmer heads prevail in the United States Senate. We peel off a few of the Democrats because it's the American people who are the losers as a result of the antics by Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries.
We talked to Senator Mark Wayne Mullen yesterday, and he said the Democrats knew when the government went into this Schumer-led shutdown that they gave the president the direct authority to deem which employees were essential and non-essential. So the Democrats sacrificed these government workers, these government employees, who they knew might lose their jobs permanently for their own possible political gain. Again, it's pain for the many as part of their own power grab.
The Democrats are always willing to put power over people, and it's all the more clear. Look at the hypocrisy of Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer. They have security details that are no longer receiving pay for their work. Today was the first day they didn't receive pay for the work that they already have done as a result of the Chuck Schumer shutdown. So the hypocrisy is not lost on the American people. This is a clean CR to simply put a stopgap measure in place to keep the government open and operational so we can continue and finish negotiations on fiscal 26 appropriations, as well as a handful of other policy areas. But they're beholden to their base. The anti-America rally that's going to take place in the United States National Mall on October 18th appears to be a date that Democrats are concerned about, and they're willing to sacrifice a lot to try to energize their base. It's a disaster for the country, and it's all the...
Let me tell you what, how crazy is it in America where you're able to hold an basically anti-American parade in the National Mall in America, and the hypocrisy is at the highest level. Like, it's so crazy that we even talk about this stuff, but that's what you get in a free America. The problem is that when it comes to these people that consistently vote against their own freedom, they want to be socialist, communist, whatever, it doesn't even make any sense. Sean Green, thank you so much, brother, for the super chat. Said thank you for sending my message far and wide. Vote no on the Prop 50. Cover the peephole. No peeping Toms allowed. Amen, brother. Show Sean Green some love in the chat. I'm telling you what, y'all fight some crazy stuff there in California that doesn't even make sense.
More reason we need to turn course and force the Democrats to open the United States government when they return.
Chairman, real quick before you go, OMB Director Russ Vought making waves today with reduction in force, that post that was really seen across the United States. I mean, here he goes. We knew he had a list. We knew he was targeting programs. He already pulled more than $18 billion in funding, at least for New York and more for these blue states and these projects. So this was originally seen as a threat, but Russ Vought is delivering today. Your reaction?
Well, as funding lapses, the administration has to make incredibly difficult choices about how to utilize the limited funds that are available. The easy answer is to reopen the government, but we have an opportunity writ large to create efficiencies and remove waste, fraud, and abuse inside the federal government. This is the time of AI, of digital efficiency. We should be looking at ways that we can create efficiencies inside the federal government. For those on the left that want to not see these rifts take place, I say, open the government. Let's begin this process to root out the waste, fraud, and abuse through the legislative process. But the administration has significant authority granted to them to create efficiencies. And in a period of time when funding is lapsed, this administration is going to have to make difficult choices because we have at risk a situation where the troops won't be paid Wednesday of next week.
I'll just let you know what the Democrat messaging is going to be over the weekend. It's going to be that the stock market fell because the Republicans shut the government down. They're praying that the markets collapse because they can use it to their advantage. Just letting you know. Not that I speak Democrat, but
let me tell you this. I'm telling you, there's some stuff that I show you on this channel that sometimes it even blows my mind. But even when you have CNN calling out Obama now, did you ever think this would actually happen? CNN's Abby Phillip calls out Obama for not crediting Trump on the Israel-Hamas peace deal.
President Obama put out this post talking about the peace deal and the prospects of it, and Don Jr. responded to it. I'll finish it for you. Thank you, Donald Trump. Honestly, it's not unfair to say if President Obama's going to write a whole post about a peace deal, maybe he should acknowledge the president that brokered it.
Do you see her face? How just like sometimes it's so crazy to see them fight against just giving Trump any form of credit whatsoever. I'm telling you, this is just hilarious. I think that again, America's moving in the right direction, continuing to expose the fraud. I wanted to show you this, y'all, because it does mean so much to know our base. President Trump will award Charlie Kirk the Presidential Medal of Freedom posthumously on what would have been his 32nd birthday. There have been now over 350,000 new student registrations for Turning Point. There's been over 130,000 new chapters, registrations, and it's beautiful that his legacy is still continuing on. There's still a lot of there's a lot of sus stuff about what happened with Charlie Kirk. A lot of people aren't buying the narrative, the story, and I'm kind of just sitting back and waiting till I get what I feel like is all the details to present you all the facts so that we get the truth. But I'm telling you what, something's not right, and we're going to continue making sure that we bring the truth in every facet possible. I want to say thank you to everybody who's watching. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, thank you so much everybody for your support. If you're not subscribed, please consider joining our family. I know we're in a different setting here on vacation with the family. They're waiting. I think they're at the pancake place right now here in Gatlinburg. So we're going to go have us some pancakes. But just want to say, we're going to serve you every day with the top news. So much is going on. And this True Life News, it's a part of our family. We are here to serve you. And whenever you give through a super chat donation or a membership, it means the world to us because we're able to give more to our local charities, to these children's homes where these kids, they don't have anything. They don't have anybody besides us. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to give some special love today to our boy Sean Green 2010 with the super chats and the gifted memberships. Show Sean Green some love in the chat. If you got some free memberships from Sean Green 2010, we appreciate you so much, brother. Our OG of the channel, Mr. Norby with the gifted super chat. Thank you so much, brother. Deanna Barkman with the gifted 5 True Life News memberships. Show Deanna some love in the chat. EU Kika, thank you so much with the gifted 5 memberships. EU Kika's an OG too. She's been with us a while. Let's go. Show Tracy Markham some love. Lay Lewis, thank you so much, Lay. Mike Maynard, Patty O'Brien, our boy Jim Barbado, OG of the channel. Show Jim some love in the chat for his support and help. Fred Samuel, brother, thank you so much, member of the channel. Thank you so much, Angela Rourke. Thank y'all, everybody, for helping us out, growing our giving, growing our support to these local charities. It means the world to us. Remember, as we grow our voice, as we grow this channel, as we grow our members and family, that we're always going to bring the context, the receipts, the truth, and we're here to serve you. Thank you so much for sharing our videos on X, on Facebook, everywhere. It means the world to us. We love you, appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.